Hey everybody, Jeffrey Geniak here. This is lesson 4 of 7 of this free training that I put together for you here at PassiveBrainFitness.com. Just as a big thank you for being involved, being in our community and opening emails and, just you being here is an awesome thing. And so it is my sincerest hope that you can use this lesson, this technique, and everything else that we've shared during this program to serve you for your highest good. So, and as always, if there's any questions or anything we can do for you, really just open up a support ticket and we'll do the best we can to help you out. Okay, so with all that said, let's just dive right in. This is a technique that has a special place in my heart because of the way that it was given to me. It was given, and I feel like it was given to me. I feel like I downloaded it. 10 years ago, I didn't have anywhere near the spiritual evolution that I have today. And so in a way, it was kind of surprising that this whole technique showed up. It is an energetic, sort of spiritual, energetic technique, but it also has a very strong self-hypnosis component to it, because you'll find when you do these sort of physical outward expressions and asking, I mean, you'll get this when I teach you the technique. It also is another way of programming the subconscious mind to get to work, to do some work for you. So that'll make sense to you once you learn the technique. Back to the background story here is that when this was given to me, I was working with a client that was also a very rigid mathematical science person, and I certainly was at the time, and I continue to be that. It's just that I have this whole beautiful spiritual side now too. But at the time, we were both kind of alike in that way, except for he was suffering with a lot of health problems, some pretty bad ones too, and he had pretty much just given up. And as I was talking to him, this whole idea just came into me, and I felt compelled to teach it to him. And so I followed my own intuition and I taught it to him. And as this whole technique was developing, as I was talking to him about it, I questioned. I said, "Gee, I wonder if he's going to take to this," and because it really is something that I wouldn't expect people that are, very rigid, very mathematical, very science-minded to take to. Yet, to my surprise, I think it was just what he needed. He responded really beautifully to it, and he did it. He did it day after day after day, and it really helped turn his life around in some of the most beautiful ways. So this is the technique. It's really, really simple. It just involves you drawing. Here are the tools that you need. You're going to need either, well, my favorite is a big easel, right, with that big pad of paper where you can just flip over, again and again. But you can also get this done on, like, with a notepad, the standard size notepad. And the other thing you'll require is, tons of crayons, bright crayons, or, you could do a paint set, you could do markers, you could do whatever you like. I don't know. There's something about the crayons wakens the joyful kid in me, and so I like the crayons, right? So, but make sure you just got access to all kinds of colors. And so the technique involves really simply this. All you do is you start off by putting your name at the top of the page, put the date so you can track it, right? And then draw, after you've put your name and the date, then draw the outline of yourself. It's to represent, and as you draw it, give it the intention that this is you. This represents you, your physical, your emotional, your spiritual body, your energetic body. Right? It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to look like you. It doesn't have to, be a Van Gogh. It's just an outline. And as long as you have your name and you do it with the intention that this is, the details are important, right? The details are always important. So as long as you have your name there, the date, and you do it with the intention that this is to represent you, it really doesn't matter what it looks like. So once you have that, the next step is to tap into your innate intelligence, to tap into your intuition, to tap into guidance, perhaps, right? And or all of it, right? And discover the area of the representation, right? Or the area for you that could require a certain type of vibrational boost, a certain type of energetic boost, a certain type of assistance, right? And what you do is you take your hand, it can be right hand, can be your left hand, and whatever you're comfortable with, right? And you just move it over, up and down, over that drawn outline of you, that representation of you. And just ask inside your mind, just ask that your hand stop wherever it needs the most assistance today, right? For your highest good. Now, if you have something specific that you're working on, like maybe it's a specific health issue, then you might say, I ask that my hand stop over the area of my body that requires the most assistance for healing X or healing Y, right? So you make that intention, you tell it, have my hand stop where is needed most so that I can heal this or that or whatever it is. And so it can be a physical thing, but it also can be a mental thing. Remember, this is a representation of your energetic body, your mental body, and your emotional body. So, like it's say if there's trauma somewhere, sometimes, your hand might stop over at your feet, right? Sometimes, fear of moving forward, there might be a block in the feet somewhere. Who knows, right? I mean, which I've seen that though. So, I mean, this is why you really want to let it go. Let's say there's a physical something you want to work on, and maybe there's something in a shoulder. Well, it could be that the other side and maybe down is where the energy block is. So, and maybe that's where it needs to have a particular color or a vibration to really heal it. So I just want you to let go of the reason and the logic of it and just ask. Ask that your hand stop and just flow and let go. Okay, just flow and let go of, that it stop wherever the area is that requires the assistance to bring this to the place you want it to be, the healing or whatever it is that you're working on. And so if you're in perfect health, which I hope you are, you can also use this to augment anything, right? So let's say, you require a little bit more energy or a little more physical stamina for something, right? You could ask for that. Say, what area of my body could use an extra boost, frequency, energy boost today that will really assist me to really knock it out of the park today, to really perform at my highest level, right? And again, because this is a representation of your energetic, physical, and emotional body, you just move your hand up and down and you just let it stop. You ask that it stop at the area where it can use the most assistance, okay? So the gentleman that I taught this to in the beginning, who was really science rigid, took to this pretty quickly and pretty easily. He did say some things like, well, Jeff, sometimes I think my conscious mind gets involved, and and sometimes I think I'm making a conscious decision of where it's going. And this is what I say. This is what I said to him, and this is what I say to you. If this happens to you, that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Let it go. Whether it's your intuition or guidance, there's no wrong way. Just let this flow and trust in the experience. Practice getting in touch with your innate intelligence, your higher self and guidance, right? And the more you do it, the more it'll just flow. There's really no wrong way to do this, right? You're just asking, and whether part of it is conscious, part of it's guidance, part of it's your intuition, part of it's your innate intelligence, whatever, or all of the above, just let it go and accept it. Wherever your hand stops, that's where it is, okay? And it doesn't have to make sense, right? Because this is a representation of your, physical, spiritual, and emotional body. Wherever it could be, your pinky finger that needs enough energy or requires something or could benefit something for, maybe a particular organ work. I've seen it, right? It happens. So just let go of the logic and just flow with it. So after you've done that part, right, your hand is stopped and you go, okay, that's the area. What I want you to do is I want you to go over and choose a color. Again, you can ask. I ask that I choose the appropriate color, the best color that will assist this area of my body to heal X or to help me with Y or to improve Z, whatever it is, right? I ask, and you just let your hand choose the color. And then what you do is you color that area in. Color outside the lines, inside the lines, write a word, draw a happy face, whatever you want. It's okay. Just let it flow. Just let it flow. And words, shapes, color, or maybe just color. It's whatever you want. Color it in. And as you do that, as you're coloring it in, as you're writing a word if you want, you don't have to do a word, but maybe it's peaceful, maybe it's love, or whatever you're doing. As you're doing that, I want you to imagine all the frequencies, all the vibrations associated with that color are moving into that area that you're working with, where your hand stopped, right? Just imagine that's happening as you're doing it so intentfully, with purpose. You're moving and you're feeling that all of your cells associated with that area are receiving, whether it's your energetic body, your spiritual body, or the physical cells, or all of it. Let's say it's all of it, that are receiving that beautiful, all the frequencies and vibrations associated with that color are coming in, and they're doing the work for you. They're doing the work, they're healing. Maybe your cells are doing a little happy dance, they're receiving the energy. Maybe you're imagining that they're smiling and feeling all good, right? That's part of it. And once you're done, Okay, I want you to, if you're using an easel or a big, board, I want you to step back a little bit, and look at it, and just, stand straight, align yourself, breathe in, maybe through your abdomen, and just imagine those frequencies again, bathing that area, right? Bathing that area, coming into your cells, doing the work, feel the warmth, or whatever sensation that comes to mind with that color. I mean, if it's a cool blue, maybe there's a sensation with that. If it's a warm yellow, like a lemon yellow sun, there's a sensation with that. I mean, get your senses involved and just imagine that area receiving and bathing in it. And you could even say, I ask that this area receive all the frequencies and energy that it requires, right, to help me for my highest good, or to heal me for this. Put in a request and asking that it receives all of it and uses it for its highest good. And then you say, thank you, thank you, thank you. I always say thank you. When you ask, say thank you. And especially when you're doing sort of a prayer or a energetic request of a sort, or a spiritual request, when you say thank you, it's it's just one of these things that just says it's completing, right? That it's assuming, it's trusting, it's invoking this trust that you're just thanking, and that it'll be done for you. And so in a way, that's kind of like a self-hypnosis component as well. And there's many ways this is like a self-hypnosis rewiring thing. I mean, taking and doing all this physical action and imagining and asking and requesting for assistance. Well, guess who's listening that whole time? Your subconscious mind is listening, right? And the job of your subconscious mind is to respond to what you do, right? And so as you're taking your time to do this in this beautiful act of self-love, even though this is an energetic thing that's going on, your subconscious mind is paying attention and going, hey, he's asking for assistance for this, and so I'm going to get involved, right? So it's an energetic technique, spiritual and self-hypnosis technique all in one. And so I like doing this in the morning, but you can do it at night before you go to bed. You can do it anytime. And the next day, if you want to do it again, you can, flip the page, turn the page, and repeat the process. Write your name, write the date, do the outline, with the whole intention that this is a representation of you, your physical, energetic, spiritual body, and you do it again. Stop over the area that needs the most assistance in order for this to heal, or for my highest good. You just say, do something in general, for my highest good in general. You're in perfect health, life is perfect, then just say, let my hand stop in the area that would benefit from, some beautiful improvements, some upgrades. What could benefit from the best upgrade? And let it stop, right? So, there's a lot of different ways you can use this to help heal, to augment your life, to improve all kinds of different things. And so I really hope you play with this and use it that way. All right? Any questions? Let us know. Go to the support desk. We're here to help you out. Thanks. And until next time, have a beautiful day. Bye for now.